Hey everyone, we're here today on Broken Bow in southeast Oklahoma. We're gonna run around the lake a little bit today, see what we can make happen. Basically, we're in late winter into that pre-spawn period. I mean, the water temperatures are starting to come up into the lower 50s. The fish should be starting to move up on some of these channel banks, and we're gonna put this rock crawler to work today and see what we can make happen.
Mike McClelland, BASS Elite Series Tournament Pro, well known as one of the best jerkbait fishermen out there, but he's also very diverse as a fisherman. You know, I can remember fishing against Mike years ago and watching him whack them with a spinnerbait in a BASS Open down on Sam Rayburn. But he's also, you know, a guy that knows how to drag a football jig around. The bottom line is Mike is a very diverse fisherman. So when Spro approached him about designing a new crankbait, you know, he obviously had a lot of ideas right away that he wanted to build into one. And the end result of that, after a couple years of development, was the Spro Rockcrawler.
I wanted a bait that did something different. Depth-wise, I never felt like we had a bait this size with this type of action that would dive 10 to 12, maybe even 13 feet deep if you match it up with 8 or 10 pound test line. You know, we're here on Broken Bow Lake, and we had a chance yesterday afternoon late, got here a little bit early and got out and kind of inspected the lake, and the conditions were absolutely horrible. I mean, we had bright bluebird skies, slick as a baby's butt, and usually a crankbait isn't the thing you think about in conditions like that, but I think we played it to our favor. The wind's gonna blow today, the water's warming up. I mean, we're looking at water temperatures up in the upper 40s, should creep up into the lower 50s today. And this is what you want when you throw a bait like the new Spro Rockcrawler. I mean, the big key is gonna be figuring out how fast they want to bait and what kind of stuff they wanna be on today. But one thing I can see right now that really intrigues me this time of the year is there's a bunch of boat ramps in this area. And those boat ramps warm up quick when you get that sunshine on them. It's always a good place to catch one early, and I'm gonna see if we can make it happen. Boy, that thing digs. Digs and hunts. Good sign. That was definitely a bite. There he is right there. That's a good one. He come back and got that thing. Good dummy. Barely hooked. That is what a rock crawler is all about right there. Look at that. Black spotted up pretty fish. Phantom brown. I tell you what, the thing that's cool about this rock crawler is the versatility that the bait's got. I mean, that fish actually bit it up on the ramp. I hit something and it bit it when it deflected, and then he followed it on out. That thing was actually out over open water, and that's what makes a bait like this rock crawler so unique, is the fact that it hunts. When it comes off of stuff, it kicks out and does a lot of crazy stuff, and that's the reason they bite a bait like this early in the spring, man.
I'm not a big fan of the crankbaits that just kind of come through the water and don't do anything. There are times for them, primarily when it's a little colder. I think you want a little tighter wiggle, but I like a bait that's got some thump to it. I like some bait that's got something that's I feel like gonna trigger a strike. And from the first time I tied on the Spro Rockcrawler, you can feel that vibration, you can feel that dig. And that's something that really gets me excited when I first tie on a bait and start chunking.
So often when you're fishing pre-spawn and late, you know, late in the winter, going into that pre-spawn period, I mean, these fish will get up on those channel swing banks, and a lot of times they'll get up there real tight. And if you don't have the ability to get that bait down and get it down quick, I mean, I'd say this bait probably gets down 5 or 6 feet in the first 8 or 10 turns of the reel handle. And that is such a huge deal when those fish pull up on those steeper banks like that. I mean, you can see I'm throwing a 5:4-to-1 gear ratio reel, which is really slow to begin with. And then when you stop and start that thing and you're not cranking it any faster than that, just enough to keep that bait down there hunting and digging on the bottom, that's a big, big key when that water temperature's 50 or below. There's one. Oh man, he just knocked it. There, he got it. Just knocked the snot out of it like 3 times before he finally got it. Very big. That molten craw color. That makes me feel a lot better. 48-degree water. Yesterday when we started, it was, 47, 48 late in the day, and today with this bright sunshiny day, we're starting to get some clouds. They're finally starting to act like they want to eat that rock crawler a little bit. Hey everyone, I know we may not have set the world on fire today. We may not have caught them quite as good as I wanted to, but we did accomplish what we set out to do, and that was to add one more lake and one more state to places I've caught them on the Spro Rockcrawler. Bait's only been in development for about 6 months, and I feel like we did a pretty good job of it here on Broken Bow Lake in Oklahoma.
We'd like to thank Mike for taking the time to demo the Spro Rockcrawler for us. For this or any other gear used in today's show, you can find it all online at Cabela's.com. Order today, and they'll deliver right to your doorstep.